Morning, good morning. Nice to see you guys. So we'll get started in 30 seconds or so. You guys are welcome to let me know what you guys are looking at. I'm not seeing too much in the Forex side of things, so I'll go over crypto first. I see crypto has a lot more opportunities, and then I'll go into Forex afterwards, okay? So hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is well. And then I'm currently in only two positions. I'm only in two positions. Stellar, as we know, I've been holding it since beginning of April. It's running about almost 3% right now. I like how we form a correction here. Certainly can expect this to go further. So I just move a higher target price, take profit price, and then kind of expect this correction or something like here will be a little bit more consolidation, and then push the price up after. I just got in Litecoin as well here. I think during the London session, I set an entry order here and just tag me in. And just hovering around the entry point right now. I really like Litecoin. I think this is definitely the one that fits my plan to enter. Um, just judging by how the price has been moving up very bullishly, and then just pretty much form a larger continuation. We broke out, lower time frame continuation. I'm looking for the next buy move to the all-time high, right? This is the all-time high here. I certainly expect price to keep going and break, but we'll see how that goes. But those are the only two trades I'm in right now. All right. So let's see here. What time is it? 14 o'clock GMT. We will get started now. All right. We'll get started now. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see everyone. Happy to see everyone. So I'm going to start with crypto first, okay? I'm going to start with crypto first as I see more things going on here. I'm really not seeing too much on the Forex side of things, but we can definitely take a look after. If you have anything you're looking at, welcome to let me know as well, and we'll take it from there. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to run through a few things that I'm looking at that is potentially looking great, potentially looking good. So Litecoin is, 1 inch USD is one of them. This is exactly very similar like Binance Coin, which I'll go over after, right? It's very similar. We have that bullish impulse, larger continuation correction. We break out. Now there's potentially some sort of lower time frame continuation. So I'll be looking to see what will happen here. I think this is very similar, like Binance Coin, big correction after a strong impulse usually means that will lead into another impulse. So we'll take a look at this. We'll see if this correction is enough or will form a deeper correction, something like this. And then we still take off afterwards. Moving on to Cardano, I think some of us are looking at Cardano again. I think Cardano definitely has potential. We're still in this larger consolidation, still correcting in this larger correction, but the overall bullish trend is undeniable. I think this is definitely something that we will be looking to capture if this can. Looks like this is going to break out, right? I remember I talked about I prefer this move to kind of push down here and then make a third low before the up move. But if that doesn't happen, like I said, my plan is to see if this is all going to break out and then continuation. That will be the most ideal case. Atom USD just made this post yesterday. Very similar, again, like Binance Coin, right? We have that strong bullish impulse up and then larger continuation correction in the making. And again, I was looking for a couple of buy opportunities, either a move down to the bottom, right? I always talk about either a move down to the bottom, completes the low, completes the correction, and then a reversal up, or was this going to break up now, followed by continuation? Either or, I'm waiting to see what will happen. I like these larger correction they're making after a strong bullish impulse, okay? And just to recap on Binance Coin too, right? This is exactly scenario on Binance Coin. If we look closely here, this is the trade I got in. I update everyone since I got in for this bullish trade. And same idea here, right? Bullish impulse, bullish continuation correction, next bullish impulse. So some of the crypto is going to move slower, some is going to move faster. So Binance Coin certainly took off. I exit for 500. I update everyone on my on the chat, and I mentioned if we're going to see a bigger another continuation, another consolidation here, that would definitely be ideal for me to get back into another buy. So Binance Coin definitely is looking really clean. I think this is, I made that video about correction as well. I think this is a clear understanding of how to understand correction, impulse, correctional structure, looking for the next impulse. Dot USD, sure, I will go over that. So let's continue here. So I still like DOT. I still like it's the same approach, right? We still have that bullish impulse. We still have that larger continuation. We broke out now, but this piece here is kind of a little bit not like the similar correction we usually see. It kind of looked like we have a reason double top. We push down, and this looks like it can be a recover. So I prefer to see something bigger structure here. I don't know if that's going to form, but it is looking like we have a push down and then an impulse up, a smaller correction here to look to push upside further. So I'll take a look and I'll kind of pay attention to see what's going on. But the overall pattern, the overall price action doesn't change, right? Sometimes I get these questions, people asking me, well, there's a flag here. Are you going to be selling here? No, because you have to see the overall price action is doing. The overall price action is still bullish, right? So don't let the lower time frame, price action gets to you. It's about the overall higher time frame, multi-time frame analysis that's more important. Yep, let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum also is pushing up, right? We push above all-time high. Remember I talked about this, waiting for a bigger correction if that's going to form, and then we expect price to push above all-time high, which it did. And it looks like there's another correction here. There's a kind of a breakout correction. So I think this is a valid entry. I think I was looking at this as well. Can't remember, but I opt in with Litecoin instead. I think Litecoin has a little bit better, what do you call it? A better price action at the time, right? I still think this is very legit. So if you're looking for a buy, if you're holding buy, I think that's no problem. I think the overall price is pretty bullish as well, and we just broke all-time high as well. I like when we broke all-time high. We know how crypto usually behave, right? When they break all-time high, and when they break all-time high again, it's likely to continue, just like Bitcoin. Okay, so I definitely do like what I'm seeing on Ethereum. Certainly expect this can continue push up. Litecoin, went over this earlier, but I thought I'll go over again. You can see that we just have been in that bullish kind of price action ever since, right? This is the correction. We have impulse, we have a panic correction, another impulse, and a larger kind of a correction before this next up move. So this is exactly kind of what I was looking at. I want this correction finish. I want a little bit of consolidation to push up. And once we push up above this high, I was looking for a continuation correction. So I just opt in with the entry order, tag me in, looking to target all-time high, which is somewhere here. Okay, so right now it's just, I think the trade is about, it's about 4% or something. But if I just see market continuously push up impulsively and break above all-time high, I'll look to see if I can hold the trade and then look to scale in. But if I didn't hold the trade, if I breaks out and then another continuation comes in, I will still look to get back into a trade like that. Okay, so Litecoin, just a better trade to me personally than Ethereum. I was looking at these two, but I think Litecoin is a clear bullish trend. It's actually very clear that every time when we have an impulse, there is a correction, another impulse, another correction. So I expect another impulse up. Okay, so I'll go over those, John, after I finish my kind of watch list, if you don't mind. So a lot of you guys asked me to do a Tron update. Yeah, of course, Tron is looking like is moving back, pushing up to the high now, right? So again, I'm going to talk about the fear of missing out syndrome, right? When we see the price push up like this, remember in the weekly outlook I mentioned, don't be buying here, right? Because there was no buy setup, there's no buy opportunities, and there is no selling opportunity in my opinion, because this is why waiting for confirmation is key. Someone sent me a screenshot saying that there's a ascending channel. Is this supposed to go down now? Well, it certainly has an ascending channel kind of formation, but remember, when we look for ascending channel, we want to look for breakout followed by continuation, right? So if the price doesn't break down or break below this correction, there is no trade, right? And it looks like if you look closely here, what it's actually doing is we're forming bullish price action. So we have this push down from the price and then pretty much forms an inverse head and shoulder. We push up another correction, we push up another correction. So even though it's in that ascending channel I kind of drew out, but we're still in a bullish kind of trend on the lower time frame. And the key here now is it going to break above this previous high? If it does, then I definitely do see this can continue upwards with more correction to go. Um, a low chance of opportunity is that this will hit here and bounce back down here, forming a larger kind of a channel kind of correction. And this is just another correction within, and then we're still going up afterwards. Okay, so that's the two scenario that I'm looking at right now. Either we push up just to the top to drop down and then form a bigger correction to reverse up, or this is all we need. This is going to break up above this previous high and then continuation to the upside. Okay, so those are the two scenarios I'm seeing right now on Tron. Stellar, talk about Stellar in the beginning. Still holding it, still even have Stellar. I think this is really clean that we're just pushing up very bullishly. Okay, in this such short period of time, if you look at beginning of January here, we're only at 10 cents, right? So 10 cents in the last 3.5 months, we push up to 0.60. So that's like 600% return, right? That's really big if you think about how much the crypto has been moving. So holding them definitely is at one. Holding the coins, put in your wallet, I think that's definitely a right decision. You can also trade them. I think that's fine as well. Okay, so it's up to you. It's up to you how you see how you want to invest these crypto. You can invest them by holding in your wallet, or you can find a broker you can trade. They're usually the same, right? Most of the crypto broker I use, Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, they're all really broker slash wallet, right? So all right, so saw this continuation correction. We broke all of these kind of descending channel, and there was a continuation correction here. Pegging in now, we broke this previous high, great, and we broke this previous high. We have a continuation correction here, so I think everything is looking good for further upside. All right, last one I want to talk about is Ripple. Wow, Ripple has been pushing up massively. I'm not sure anyone get in on the buy here. This is the exact same buy that I talked to you guys on the weekly outlook. If you guys were interested, I'm not sure if you guys got in, but I personally didn't get in. But I think this is looking pretty clean to push up continuously, right? It's looking very bullishly to go higher. I personally didn't trade crypto. I mean, I didn't trade Ripple, but I have coins in Ripple, right? I have coins in Ripple, so I've been holding the Ripple since here. So pretty massive run. I think this is pretty much triple the price. If you think about it, we were at about 0.50 literally 2 weeks ago, right? We're at 0.50 2 weeks ago. In 2 weeks, we're at 1.68. Right? That's huge, right? So that's pretty much triple your balance, so to speak, right? So. Okay, so like I said, I opt everyone to think about holding crypto in a wallet. You don't have to trade them, right? If trading, the volatility, all that stuff is too much, then open a wallet just to hold them, right? You don't need to deposit too much. You can deposit whatever you feel like. But I think holding crypto for the long term is legit, right? There's nothing about it. Look how much we have pushed up in the last 2 weeks or so. That's massive, right? Maybe same thing can happen here. We don't know, right? But we'll see what happens, right? We're still halfway through the previous all-time high, so we'll see how this move will go and go from there. All right. So let me just see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I will go through those pairs now. So AVAX, sure. Personally, not seeing too much here on AVAX. I don't really even trade them. This doesn't look bullish to me at all. It looks more bearish. We have a push up on the price and then a push down. Looks like this is an impulse down, continuation, impulse down, continuation. Look like it's going down more. I don't see the bullish opportunity or bullish price action so far. All right. Next one is T. Okay, so this looks really clean, right? We see this kind of price action over and over again, right? Large impulse up. This looks like a continuation correction in the making. Exactly the same as what we have seen in most of the other crypto, right? Atom, BNB, every single one is forming similar kind of price action. So this is a large impulse. This is a continuation correction. Wait for this continuation correction to complete. Wait for the next buy, right? And follow my strategy, follow my way of understanding correction. Two swing highs and two swing lows, kind of a channel here. So that's all good. This is all good price action. Preferably, you can wait for a breakout followed by a lower time frame continuation. That is always how I open on these kind of entries. Okay. CHZ. Yeah, this can be something. This looks like a kind of a descending channel, or clearly kind of a correctional period. It's kind of consolidating. We have a bullish impulse up. This is a larger kind of a correction in the making. This is breaking out. This is good. I prefer breakout and clear lower time frame continuation up to the previous high here, like this. Okay. Hey, Lion. Yeah, I'll go over pound Aussie after. I'll go over that. I already went over AVAX. I don't think AVAX is good price action. It looks more bearish to me. Let's go on to a few other ones. I'm not gonna, let me finish all the crypto one first, guys, before the other ones, please. I did go over Cardano, so I'll go over again. I think Cardano is looking good for another push to the upside. Bullish price is very clearly, we've been pushing up very strong. And this to me is a larger continuation correction. I really wouldn't buy here. I know you guys are seeing this is pushing up. I prefer to see a structure completion. So a correction needs to finish. We completely break out and then lower time frame continuation to buy. This is always going to be my entry. On the smaller scale, that if this pushes up, doesn't break above and push down, that's fine. We'll see what happens on the bottom here for a potential reversal to upside. Okay, but definitely this is clearly showing you there's a consolidation here after a strong bullish push up. So this is very good because we understand that when you see a larger continuation correction making, we know that the deeper and longer and lengthier it goes, the stronger the next impulse goes. Okay, so make sure you watch my video on that. That's going to help you understand correction a little bit better on this topic. So Atom is going now. I don't know if it's going now, but I'm waiting for a bigger correction. I'm waiting for a breakout from here. Just don't get trapped in here, guys. Be a little bit more patient. Don't have that fear of missing out. Okay, we don't just enter because we see one candle, right? We want to enter when the price is right. Okay, we want to see a complete breakout from here, continuation correction to get in, right? It's not that you enter here, it won't go. It's just that I think entering here, it's a lot more emotion, right? There's no confirmation yet, right? What if this just come out here and then start going down and just take you off for easy loss because the correction isn't finished? All I need to do is adjust the trend line now and this move down here before the upside. Nothing wrong with the structure whatsoever. Okay, so remember that. Okay, don't be too rushed to jump in. Every day, every time, there's always opportunity in the market, right? So don't have the fear of missing out, right? Stellar went over that, so I'm in Stellar, pushing up very clearly. There was a continuation correction here, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. If this is going to be a bigger correction, that's fine as well. I'll hold through this and go. But looks like this is the correction that's making. This can just continue breaking up now. Overall, Stellar is moving up very bullishly as well. So this is all good in our favor. And we'll see what happens in this 10th area. Algo, I don't really see much because it looks like we're still in this kind of a channel, sideways parallel channel consolidation. This looks like there is a impulse up and then reversal impulse down. This looks like a bearish continuation. This is why I don't like it. I think this compared to a couple other ones that we've been looking, it's night and day, right? Impulse, correction, impulse. Whereas Algo doesn't look like it's in a bullish trend at all. Pound, sorry, I missed all the YouTube comment. Pound dollar, yes. Gold, I'll go over, yes. This is a good question. What is the best time frame to put the stop loss at the low or high of the continuation if you have a higher time frame bias? You don't necessarily have any, you don't have to have a specific time frame. All you really need to do is on the lower time frame. So anything 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, it's all telling you the same. But you can, as a rule of thumb, you can use 1 hour, but it doesn't have to, right? Because anytime the lower time frame, it's telling you the same thing, right? So for example, on this Litecoin trend that I got tagged in, so we know that on the higher time frame, we're pushing up bullishly, right? We know that there is a continuation correction. So impulse correction, we impulse out of this correction and we break this previous high. So all that is in our favor. And once we start seeing consolidation, usually I go to the lower time frame. So anything 1 hour, like I said, those time frames, and I'm looking for another continuation correction. So remember, correction, 2 swing highs and 2 swing low is a minimum, right? Which is what we get here. And then how I would set it, like I set an entry order like this above the correction. I usually give a little bit more room, a little bit extra room for the stop loss. So I just put it below, right? Like this. But you can see it doesn't matter if I go to 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. It's all kind of telling you the same thing, right? So you just have to utilize any of the lower time frame. It doesn't have to be a specific time frame. That's all I'm trying to say. So okay. US 30, I will go over that as well. So bear with me. All right, so I think this is all it for crypto. So I'm gonna move on to other markets now. I will move on to gold first. I'll talk about gold since some of you guys are asking you about gold. I'll talk about gold. I'll go back to all the question after, guys, if you guys have more questions. So gold, what I see, well, remember on the weekly outlook 2 days ago, I mentioned about this is the area to kind of watch out for. I wasn't interested in any of the buy. I wasn't interested in just start buying here. I want to see if we can break above this high. And this is because I see structure enough that I know Before we break this previous high, price can still be in this consolidation, which is like a correction for overall this move, right? So my plan is the same. It doesn't change, right? If you guys recall what I said 2 days ago, I was waiting for, if you're looking for a buy, we want to see price break above this impulsively and followed by correction to push to the channel high, right? The structure high here. But if that does not happen, if this ascending channel kicks in, if we push down, if there's more continuation to go lower, then I kind of expect this correction to be an overall sell correction and move down to the low here, if not lower. Okay, but I'm not in this trade. I'm not in any of these. I'm just kind of still watching to see what's going to happen here. I'm really not seeing the strong bias in buy or sell at the moment. Right? I know everybody is talking about gold, but I really don't see that strong of a technical right now. If I want to make a bias, I'm leaning more towards the sell, really, because you can clearly tell we didn't break this high. It kind of forms a double top now. Before it was a double bottom, everyone was like, oh, I'm going to be buying. But I didn't see price break above this high. I didn't see any continuation. Instead, we kind of see this as a double top now, ascending channel. We push down. Let's see what will happen here during New York session. And we'll see if this is going to continue going down or this is going to break above. And if, like I said, if it breaks above, look for lower time frame continuation if you're looking for buy, right? Okay, so that's my gold outlook on this. Nothing really much. Like I said, be patient out here, right? There's not much you can do while it's in a consolidation in this zone. There's really not much we can do, right? There's no point buying here or selling here. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Pound dollar, I will go over after, guys. I'm going crypto commodity indices. I'll go back to Forex at the end. Okay. So I will go over those couple indices as well. So bear with me. Thank you. Not much else on commodity really. I don't see much on silver. Silver looks like we bounced off on this previous low and then kind of have an impulse up. We'll see what happened here. Is this going to continue upward more or we'll see something like this? We don't know yet, right? Again, be patient here. I don't see any setup here. I don't see much developing. So I'll wait for further development. And oil, talk about this in the weekly outlook, still looking to see what will happen in this correction. So not much is happening, so still waiting for that. Okay, so those are the only commodities I'm looking at, and that's about it. Like I said, gold, I'm still observing to see what it will do this latest bit of the price. Moving on to indices now. Okay, moving on to indices now. So what do I see on all these indices? Remember on my weekly level, again, I'm talking about the potential bearish move. I'm not looking to buy, remember, right? I always talk about I'm not looking to buy when the price is already at all-time high and we're moving up correctively. Again, if we zoom out here, I just still see this as a big correction. I still see that there is potential to short this. And remember, when I say there is potential to short, I don't tell you to automatically short this, right? That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is to be patient, waiting to see the development. This looks like it's an ascending channel, and we're like, it's an extension of everything we have seen here and here. Okay, so what we will price do? Well, can we get that strong bearish breakdown followed by continuation? That's all I'm waiting for, right? That is all I'm looking at for all these indices. I'm just not looking for the buy. The buy doesn't seem that attractive. This push up is corrective, right? It's not an impulsive that we see. So if this ascending channel is going to be that first sign of reversal, then wait for the first bearish push down, continuation correction, and get in on the sell. All right. Look how much room we have for the sell if it actually kicks in, right? That's really the difference here. Okay. So moving on, there is S&P 500. S&P 500, similar idea. We have that ascending channel, and we're still in this larger kind of expanding ascending channel structure. So as long as it doesn't break above fiercely and followed by correction, like I mentioned in the weekly outlook, then I'm still looking to see if we're going to get that bearish reversal and downwards like this. All right, and Dow Jones Euro 30 Nasdaq. So Nasdaq again, double top here, right? Let's see what's going to happen here. Double top here. Looks like we're still in this ascending channel, so we'll see what happens. This can go on a little bit longer, but I'm waiting for the sharp move down followed by correction. If this continue going up, then no trade, guys. Right? I keep getting these comments saying, well, you mentioned about sell, Jojo. Are you going to sell now? No, there's no sell bias. I mean, there's no sell confirmation, right? If this is continue move up like this, of course, I'm not going to be selling here. Doesn't make sense, right? But if this correctively move up, we have that first sign of bearish impulse down followed by correction, right? These are the things I must see before I enter. If I don't see any of these, then I'm not going to enter. It's very simple, right? Okay. Euro 50. So I was looking at this as a potential correction. Looks like this is the difference of this is a bullish impulse now. So can this be a correction? Right. This is kind of the last area that I'll be watching out for. You can kind of see this can be a correction as well, but it depends on what the price will do in this latest bit of the area, right? Because if you notice, we broke the previous high. This was the previous high before the COVID drop, and now we broke the previous high, which is a good thing. We want to see price break this previous high in some sort of correction, which is kind of what the price is doing. But we want to see if this is going to be a reversal correction down, or this is going to be a continuation. It's still too early to tell. Sometimes when you see these kind of flat kind of channel, it can really go both ways, right? You can see this as an impulse correction impulse, or you can see this as an impulse reversal correction, and impulse down, and then continuation downwards, head and shoulder pattern, ascending channel, higher time frame double top. Okay, so that's kind of how I will play this. I'm really not interested in buying. I just see the selling opportunity a lot more lucrative, just like this move here. Okay. Okay. Any question on any of the indices? I will go over all the Forex, no problem. Some crypto here. I'll go over some crypto. Doge. I remember I had maybe I made a post here. I forgot. But I like how we have a period of kind of a consolidation after this bullish push up. We push down. There's a period kind of consolidation, but it looks like it's slowly climbing now. I think that's good for some of you guys who are holding these. I'm not really holding it, but I don't have any Doge coins. But I personally will probably want to see what will happen when we reach this all-time high. If we can break all-time high followed by continuation, then that is something you can be expecting the price to continue. But there's a small chance that we can just hit the high and drop down, maybe forms a bigger correction before the next up move, right? So this is a bigger correction making before the up move. Okay, so that's something you should be aware of. Sometimes price may or may not break above before it just makes another down move like this, and then continue upwards. Ripple, yeah, Ripple is going up. Ripple is certainly going up pretty impulsively. Like I said, this was the correction to buy. So if you didn't get in on this, I wouldn't be buying here. Okay, this is a clear continuation correction, right? This is clearly an impulse up, a period consolidation, and another impulse up, right? This was the only buy. I don't see any buy here anymore. All right, so if this just looks like this is going to continue higher, and then wait for another continuation correction in the developing, and then look for next buy. That is it, guys. So there's no buy here at the moment because it's already pushing up so fast, right? I think this is how a lot of traders lose money here. Is because of that fear of missing out again, right? Remember, crypto is very volatile, right? So a lot of time traders enter trades. They don't have a stop loss, or they have a very tight stop loss, only to see price just kind of pull back and take them out before it continues. It's the same idea here. Okay, when Ripple broke out from this larger correction, right? This is a larger correction I talk about. When we finish a larger correction, price is going to impulsively push up massively, right? This is pretty much what it's doing now. Right? It will push up massively. But what it does is sometimes it's going to trap a lot of traders. We have this push off on here, and probably a lot of traders start buying here, and see how it just does a really sharp pullback and kind of tagging a lot of traders out. And what it does is just start forming a correction before the next takeoff. And again, people might be buying here and then they got tagged out again before just seeing it resume. So be careful, right? You want to get in when the price is finished correcting, so the next impulsive move happens, even on the lower time frame, right? We know that on the higher time frame, we know that the higher time frame correction is finished. That's why it's leading towards this impulse. But on the lower time frame, there is just as many impulses, correction as well, right? So you understand the correction nature is the same. Right after a correction, impulse happens. After a correction, impulse happens. Right. So, okay. Any question on these? All right, guys. I'm gonna go to Forex now. I have no question here on crypto. I think we're pretty straightforward on these. So we go to Forex now. Okay. I am not seeing too much on Forex. I'm really not seeing too much, but I'll go over a few that is looking potentially, okay? I'll go through a few that looks decent. A lot of you guys are asking about pound dollar log scale. What do you mean by log scale? Like this? Like logarithmic like this? What about it? I did cover dot, but I can go over dot again quickly. I think dot is clear that on the higher time frame is clear bullish impulse, clear continuation correction. We broke out, right? This is the buy that I was talking about. This can lead into the next push up. I just didn't like this bit of the price here. It's kind of looking like a recent top. We dropped down and then we recover. Looks like there's a small flag. We're going to continue, but it's not as clear as some of the other crypto. But nevertheless, the overall higher time frame is there, right? The overall higher time frame bias is there. Okay, so if you're looking for buy, I think it's fine. Right, the overall push is there, the overall correction is there. The next impulsive move should happen. Okay. What is the best time frame to place a trade? Again, I focus on multi-time frame analysis. It's not a specific time frame, it's more about overall price action. So if we look at Litecoin as example, I talk about, well, first I'm going to start with the higher time frame. I understand what the higher time frame is doing. We're in a bullish trend, and the whole point is to have multi-time frame analysis. So if you have a higher time frame bias of a long, the key here is to go down to lower time frame. Anything on the lower time frame, 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, to look for confirmation, to look for clarity, and to look for entries, right? We talked about this earlier. This is a correction after breakout entry, which I talk about this many, many, many times. If you're interested in all the setups I do three. I have three different entries I talk about, right? There's a video I make, risk management, 3 entries in the impulsive phase of the market. Watch this if you're really interested. I go over pretty much the 3 different entries that you can do when you're trying to catch an impulsive move. So this is one of them. So any lower time frame, look for a small lower time frame continuation after the price breaks out of the higher time frame correction. Okay. From experience, do you think the ascent on crypto is sustainable? Yes. If you ask, if a simple question like that, yes. I do think it's sustainable because it has been moving up, right? That's like kind of saying when it's here, is it sustainable? Is it here? It's a sustainable. To me, it's all about what it's going to do when it hits the all-time high, right? So a lot of coins are not yet at all-time high. There's only a few coins that break all-time high. I think Cardano is one of them, right? Cardano is at all-time high. Bitcoin broke all-time high, obviously. Ethereum broke all-time high. I think that's it, all the main coins. Every other ones are still approaching all-time high. Not yet there, but it's approaching, right? So it's approaching to all-time high. Ripple as well, right? Ripple. So a lot of coins are not yet all-time high. So my point here is, I do think this is sustainable. Let's see what will happen when we reach all-time high, right? There's only going to be two scenarios when we reach all-time high. I think everyone agrees. If we reach all-time high, there can only be two scenarios. We're going to impulsively break above and continuation, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, or we're going to hit the top correctively, and then we're going to drop now, making a huge double top on the higher time frame, and then pretty much reverse the price. But because of where we are halfway through, because of the bullish price action I've been seeing, I do expect them to continue at least to the all-time high, and then reevaluate to see what will happen here. Okay. Do you use leverage? What's your view on it? I use leverage for Forex brokers, which is a must. You have to use leverage to trade Forex. I think anybody will agree with that. Otherwise, you're not making money in Forex without leverage. But for crypto, it's up to you. For crypto, it's up to you. You can just be holding a coin. Like I talk about this all the time. Like you can be holding a coin. Let's say you buy Stellar, you can hold the coin in your crypto wallet. Then you don't need leverage, right? You just hold it for a long-term growth. I think that's fine. Or you can use a little bit of, some brokers offer a little bit, like maybe ×5 leverage or something like that. That's fine as well. Okay, so but here's the thing with leverage for newcomers, for beginner traders. Leverage is something that can work with you and against you, right? It's about how you effectively use it. Many traders who open a small account over leverage their positions, over trading, over leverage, and blow their account up. You often hear people say blow their account and you wonder why. Well, that's exactly why, because when a broker offers you so much leverage, it's not necessarily a good thing if you're not a consistent trader, because what it does is when you start losing, it creates emotional drama. When you start losing, you start revenge trading, and because of over leverage, because of the leverage you can use, you pretty much keep opening bigger position where your account cannot sustain or handle, and that's how it leads into people blowing their account, right? So think about that, what I just said. Really, if you can be consistent, if you can understand what leverage is, then it's going to work with you. It's your advantage. But if you can't control your emotion, you can't control your losings, you can't control you revenge trading, just clicking buttons on your phone to enter back trades, then leverage is not good for you, right? So think about that. Is it true when Bitcoin goes up, all goes up, and when down, all goes down? Yes and no, because I guess you can say, let's say if you look at Bitcoin, sure, Bitcoin is going up, so most of crypto going up, but not necessarily the same, right? Let's say I'm looking at algo, for example. I don't think this is going up. This is kind of just moving sideways. There's a few that I want to, like, it doesn't necessarily mean it is, right? But you can use it as a guideline, right? It's like when you look at dollar pair, you use dollar pair as a guideline. But it doesn't have to, in my opinion. Okay, so. All right, so let's go to Forex now. I apologize, we got sidetracked a little bit. But let's go to Forex. I want to talk about a few Forex pairs, specifically on pound dollar. Also, this month, BTC has been losing dominance and more than ever before my understanding compared to all the others. That might be also because people are not buying Bitcoin, they're buying other coins, right? Because Bitcoin simply is too expensive to buy, even in fractions, and people want to buy smaller coins. What is my YouTube channel? Eris Trading. You can find them on my Eris Trading here. You can find them in my Telegram. This is where I post all my charts, all my lessons, all my analysis. It's all in my Telegram as well. And TradingView, you can find all my links on TradingView as well. It's all up here. You go on my main page, you can find all of them. Okay. You are on my YouTube channel, right, Jeffrey? If you're watching this on YouTube, so you should be on my channel already, right? But if you didn't watch the stream or you want to rewatch the stream, all the streams are is saved forever. You can watch all my streams here, okay? Or you can watch it on YouTube. All my playlists, it's all here as well. So let's talk about some Forex now. So I'm looking closely here on pound dollar. Okay, remember I took a trade here last week. Took about 2% before this price move up. I was trying to see what will happen in this last bit of the area. I want to see if there's going to be a correction here. Overall, I talk about pound dollar pretty much every session. I still like this kind of a channel, kind of a flag correction right here. I like how this is a impulse out of this ascending channel, higher time frame. There is a continuation correction. We impulse down. Is this going to be another continuation to go lower? Okay, so I don't see an entry now. I really don't. I don't see an entry here, but I want to see what it will do in this consolidation and then approach with caution kind of thing, because this is the previous low. It looks like kind of it's just stalling before this previous low. Okay, so I want to make sure that the bearish price action is there. Okay, moving on to a couple other dollar pairs. So dollar CAD here. I'm still looking at dollar CAD. We're still looking at dollar CAD that we have this impulsive move. We still have a kind of a right shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and inverse head and shoulder here. I'm still looking at this part to see if it's going to be a breakout from this correction and continue. Okay, so I'm still patiently waiting, right? This is just a consolidation period. Remember, guys, we want to be in the impulsive phase. We want to be in the next impulsive phase. We don't want to get trapped in the consolidation phase, which is what it is right now. Okay, so think about what I meant when I talk about don't get trapped in the consolidation phase. We want to be in the impulsive phase of the market. Moving on to pound yen. I think pound yen is also another one I'm looking at. This could be something here. So last week again, I took pound yen position, right? Took a 3% here. I took a 1% loss here, so it resulted into 2%. And I mentioned about it as well that I was waiting for a bigger correction if it's going to make one. And we'll see if I can get back into this trade to sell it to the recent low here. That completes this M cell pattern as well, right? I talk about this on the top here. This is a good example of catching the buyers on the wrong side and then just reverse impulse down, right? This is very clear to me. So I want to see what will happen in this latest bit of the correction, if it's going to form some sort of correction like this, or if this is all the correction it needs to go lower. We'll see. It's too early to tell. What it is still consolidating, right? It's clearly that's what's happening. Same thing with pound dollar. So I'm kind of looking at pound dollar, pound yen really closely. I like all the pound pairs. I'll go over them. But I like how there is a potential correction here. That could be an impulse correction and then impulse down, maybe past this previous low, and then continue down more and more. Okay. Any question, guys, so far on everything I'm talking about? How often do you look at the trades you enter? If you're talking about on your phone to look at the broker, rarely. I will look at the charts because I do a lot of chart work. I scan through the market. But if you're talking about the trades that are entered on your broker platform, like your app, like on your phone, rarely. I think that's how traders get into very emotional, psychological mindset is they keep looking at their positions. They're looking at the dollar amount moving up and down. It doesn't create a good mind, creates a good emotion in you. So I would suggest any newcomers, once you enter the trades, make sure your stop loss and take profit, all that is set, and you just leave it be. You can look at the chart, you can look at that, but look at your phone every second, every minute does not help you, right? It creates a big emotional drama because the trade is still moving, so it's going to move up and down, up and down, up and down. It's going to move sideways, whatever, right? Before it reaches your target or before it reaches your stop. But what it ends up doing is it creates a lot of negative emotion because you see profit come, profit go, profit come, profit go, profit come, profit go, and you get fed up with that. You exit the trade here just to see the trade plays out in your direction, right? So, hey Merton, thank you so much for the coin. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I see you a lot on my stream, so I appreciate that. Glad that these content help you. So very good for you to do that. Thank you. Pound Aussie, yes, I'm going in order. I'm gonna get to Pound Aussie eventually, so bear with me. Thank you. Thank you so much, advice. Thank you, thank you. Euro Aussie, I will go over after as well. So I'm gonna finish up the Forex here, and I'll go back to other pairs that are other market. Okay, so bear with me. Thank you. So moving on to Euro Aussie. So what I think about Euro Aussie is still the same thing, right? I still see this has potential. We've moved down descending channel. We pushed upside. We have impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. It's just that this impulse looks more corrective than an impulse. This is the only problem here, in my opinion, is this move up here doesn't seem like it's in a impulsive phase. Rather, it looks a little bit corrective. Okay, so you want to be careful here. This is also the top of this previous correction. There's a possibility this can just move down and continue downwards, right? So you want to be careful here. Okay, even though I talk about the long, I like the long, I even took a few long here, but I can't help the fact that I'm seeing this is moving a little bit corrective. It's not as impulsive as what we see. Okay, so wait to see what's going to happen here. If this is just continue break up, great. If there's going to be lower time frame continuation, get back into that. But if this is going to be a corrective structure, then we don't know what this will do. Is this going to form a correction like this now? Or this is just going to be moved down like this and then just still continue upwards? We don't know that yet, right? So that's why we have to be a little bit more patient, waiting for a little bit more development here. I think that's more ideal. Euro pound. Let's talk about euro pound. I'm really favoring all the pound pairs. I talk about pound dollar, pound yen, talk about euro pound. I think euro pound also look like it can be that potential move to the upside, right? We have this descending channel, a smaller descending channel, impulse up, lower time frame continuation correction. Look like this is going to be the one that could take off. I'm just still kind of seeing what it will do here. When I woke up this morning, I saw this kind of push to the upside, but quickly just retrace back down. So I want to kind of just see what's going to happen here. Okay, so when I woke up around like 6 a.m. in the morning, my time, that's what's showing me here. So I was a little bit hesitant to enter. I want to see a little bit more development in this area, and maybe we're gonna form a bigger correction. I don't know, right? So we'll see what happens. Let's move on. Euro Kiwi. Euro Kiwi is still something I'm looking at. If you guys recall last week again, I took an entry here, resulted for about 0.5% profit. Looking like this is going to be a correction, but it's still, I want to say this is not typical kind of bullish continuation. It looks like a little bit more slanted, right? It's slanted this way. You can even see this is the correction here. So very similar like Euro Aussie that we just point out. Preferably is to see if this is going to move down here, and maybe make the structure like this now, and then continue to push up. That's good. Ultimately is you want to see price break this previous high, because this is pretty much where the price is stalling here. It's not breaking above this previous high. I want to see if we can break above the high here and then continuation to upside. That is something that will be looking more interesting for me to get back into a potential buy to the upside. Okay. So that's Euro Kiwi Cat Swiss. Someone sent me a chart. He got in on Cat Swiss here, so good job on your part. I saw this on Instagram, maybe. I forgot one of the platforms, I can't remember, but he showed me a chart that he got in on the sell here, and then pretty much massive drop down. He was asking me what I think about now. So what I think about now is it looks like there's a consolidation here, right? This is good because we have this ascending channel. We have the first push down, first correction, first bearish sell. We are pretty much at this low now, and we're consolidating. So this is an area to really be careful. Again, the likelihood of scenario is we're going to form some sort of continuation, right? So impulse, correction, impulse down further. That is the likelihood of what's going to happen. But because we're at this low, because we're stalling here, there's also a tendency that this can just reverse, right? So we don't discount the fact that it can happen as well. So be patient here, wait for a correction here, wait for a continuation correction specifically. This looks like we can push up one more time, making some sort of expanding structure like this, and then push down afterwards. Kiwi Cat. So those of us are still looking at Kiwi Cat. I think we all agree Kiwi Cat can be something that is going to continue lower, right? We talk about Kiwi Cat every time from the top here. We have that huge bearish drop, and it's about this section here that we're looking at is what's going to happen. If we drop down to lower time frame, originally this small ascending channel within this larger kind of a structure, we had a push down here, but I didn't really see a continuation. Someone drew a continuation like this in my Telegram. I don't kind of see that as one, right? Instead, I see this as a potential double bottom, impulse, correction with impulse up. Now we're dropping down. That's a good thing. If we're trying to connect something like this, that looks like more of a structure to me, rather than the previous structure that I saw. But this looks like something a structure to me now, which is a good thing, because this is an impulse down. This can be a continuation correction. So if we zoom out here, if this is going to be some sort of flag, some sort of continuation, and you can see this is a left shoulder, this is a double head, right shoulder, we can potentially move down more. So that's something I will be keeping an eye on. All right, so that's Kiwi CAD, Pound Aussie. Someone asked about Pound Aussie. Yeah, I do agree Pound Aussie could be something here. If I just zoom out here a little bit. So starting from higher time frame, we clearly see that this is a strong impulse correction, impulse down, and we're in this larger kind of a expanding correction once again. And if we look on the lower time frame here, in that expanding structure that I just pointed out on the higher time frame, there is also this kind of a channel in the making, kind of a ascending channel. We're still correctly pushing the price. And I think latest bit of the price here, there is something here. I think there is a correction here in the making. So if you're into this sell, I think this is reasonable. I think that's decent if you're looking for a sell, but I would prefer the price breakdown first. I think this will be a better entry than here. That's just me personally, preference-wise, based on my risk management and trading plan. I like it when a structure completes. Remember, a correction can go on forever, right? This definitely can be a move that goes down, but a lot of times we hit this and just start bouncing off like this for a little bit longer. And again, we're trapped in the consolidation phase, right? So understand that when we're trying to get in on the impulsive phase, the correction needs to finish, right? So correction breaks out followed by a lower time frame continuation. That's going to be a better entry to me. Not because that proves that this correction is over. We're likely to get the next impulse down, and entering here, it's good risk reward. Okay. So pound Swiss is also a one I'm looking at. So I mentioned all the pound pairs is the one I'm looking at, right? Pound dollar, pound yen, euro pound, pound Swiss right now. Looks like we have this higher time frame. If we look at this, this was the previous kind of correction before the COVID drop, and we're pretty much right back to this double top now, right? So ascending channel or rising wedge you can call, but we know that it's a reversal structure. We have that bearish impulse now. There's going to be a bearish continuation correction in the making, and we can expect a correction here to push down lower. Pound Swiss is going to be very similar like Euro Pound. I think we all agree it's pretty much mimic of each other. So I'm going to, if I was going to take one of these pound trades, either Pound Swiss, Euro Pound, or Pound Yen or Pound Dollar, I'm likely only just going to choose one. Okay, so I'm still kind of debating which one I'm going to choose. I haven't seen the setup that I want to see yet, but they're all very close. They might happen in the next hour or they might happen in the next half a day. I don't know, but I think they all look pretty clean. But I'm only going to take one, right? Remember, risk management. I can take all the 4 pound pairs that I mentioned and potentially take 4 losses on a pound trade, which is not reasonable. Right? I can just take one and make sure my risk reward is good, and I'm going to earn potential profit, maybe 3 to 1, 4 to 1. If in the worst case scenario, I take one loss, I'm at 1% loss. Right? It's all about the mindset. I just find too many traders are just gonna have that get rich quick mindset where they're like, well, I'm gonna enter every single pound pair. I'm gonna enter multiple positions like this. It will work out if the price is in your favor. What if it doesn't work out, right? If it doesn't work out, you're going to take a bunch of losses. And they forget the fact that once they take a bunch of losses, their emotion is so down. There's such a negative emotion. There's such in a revenge mode that they're just going to start entering trades without no trading plan with risk management. And that is really why a lot of new traders or even experienced traders, they can blow their account because of that. It's really just emotion, right? It's like a gambling mentality. Anyone who goes to casino understand that you will win some hand and you will lose some hand. You're likely to lose more hand than win. And it's when you're losing when you start betting more, because you're in hope to chase back the money you lost. But how many times has someone go to casino and tell you that they win all the time and they're a winner in casino? Rarely ever, right? People who go to casino are usually going to be losers and losing, and they'll continuously lose money to the casino because of mindset and emotion. So if you want to be a good trader, if you want to be a consistent trader in the long run, work on the emotion part, because that is going to be the make or break of your trading journey. If you can't control your emotion, if you can't understand that trading is different than gambling, then it's going to be hard to be sustainable, because you're going to be entering those trades without following your plan, following your risk management, and following your approach. Okay. Dollar CAD, sure. I did kind of briefly go over dollar CAD, but I like dollar CAD. I like how we're in this descending channel on a higher time frame, and then we have this inverse head and shoulder. I'm still looking to see what will happen in this right shoulder. So we have an impulse up. This right shoulder is kind of still consolidating, okay? So you can clearly tell that it's correcting. So when the price is correcting, like I said, I don't want to be in the corrective phase. So I want to wait for this correction to complete, and then we'll see if there's going to be a breakout from the price. You can either wait for this correction to complete, right? Whether it goes down here and push up. I wouldn't enter a correction here because we're so close to the top, but I would consider enter once we break out, and then lower time frame continuation. That's going to be my entry. Again, completion of a correction. We're in the impulsive phase, lower time frame continuation, correction after breakout entry, and we continue upward. Right? So my plan, my management, everything is already in place. If it happens, I'll execute. If it doesn't, I don't execute. Very simple. Yes, agree. Thank you for touching on the important factor of trading, Jojo. That's really my honest feedback on it. I know maybe not all of you guys will agree with me, but that's fine. Just trying to pass on my years of experience on that aspect because trading is just such a industry that people come and go. No offense to people who left, but it's just an industry people come and go all the time. People who hear about trading got in, they will make a few trades, they make money, and they think trading is easy, and then they start over trading, thinking they can be wealthy in no time, and just to lose a bunch of money, and they start blowing accounts up, they deposit more money in, and the cycle repeats, right? It's like you deposit money, you overtrade, you revenge trade, and you blow the account, right? And then you go back to the same thing again. You deposit money, overtrade, revenge trade, break account, and you repeat this cycle until you no longer want to deposit money, or you have no more money to deposit, and you're going to, I mean, the trader is going to quit trading, and they will think trading is a scam, right? That's usually the cycle I hear people at. This is why I always hear it's like when people lose money in trading, they right away goes to a conclusion that something is wrong out there. Something is wrong externally. Either the broker is at fault or the market is at fault. They never look into themselves and understand, well, you're the one who's executing the trade. No one is holding a gun to your head and say you need to enter now or you don't need to enter now, right? At the end of the day, you're the one who is control of your trading account. So you're the one who's entering the trades. So for you to be blaming external factors is kind of just a human thing to do, right? A human ego thing to do because us human beings, we don't like to admit we were wrong, right? I think everyone can kind of relate to that is people don't like to admit they're wrong, even though they know they're wrong, but they want to find other things to blame. So exactly in trading, when they start losing money, when they start taking bad trades, when they start blowing accounts, they want to blame the broker, they want to blame the market, they want to blame their mentor, they want to blame their strategy. They can blame all they want, but at the end of the day, that person is that person is responsible of that trading account. Okay, so take ownership of what you're doing. It's going to help you to change all that. Okay. Hey Hendra, nice. Love your breakdown. Hey, no problem. Can I check pound dollar? Yeah. Pound Aussie, I did go over. It's too spiky. Any extra attention? I mentioned that, like I said, I'm not entering. I wouldn't enter here, but I would consider enter if we break down followed by continuation. If it's too spiky, yeah, well, pound Aussie, pound Kiwi is tend to be like that, right? Because they're high spread pair. So what you really need to do is make sure you have a wider stop loss, right? Don't enter with a 20, 30 pip stop loss, right? Usually these are going to be 50, 60 pip minimum kind of things, right? So negative emotion like a cancer can concentrate in. Yes, yeah, exactly. You just have to work on the emotion stuff for sure, right? So pound dollar, kind of briefly went over that earlier. I am looking at pound dollar. I do want to see what will happen in this latest bit of the correction. There is a flag here in the making, so this is a continuation correction for this down move. So an impulse down, correction, impulse. Look like we're forming something here, so I want to wait to see what this area will do. Preferably just completes a correction here, and then we can see another downside momentum from the price. That's something I will look to capitalize on. And I mentioned I am looking at pretty much all the pound pairs. I am looking at all the pound pairs too for a potential move. They're all going to be relatively the same, so I'm only going to take one if that shape up to be the opportunity. Okay. Euro dollar, sure. I did go over euro dollar, right? I'm sorry, but that's because I'm not really on my watch list. This is where euro dollar is at right now. You can see this two ways. Looks like we have, first of all, an inverse head and shoulder. We push up, so this is a bullish impulse up. This can be a continuation. Okay, this can be a continuation. It's still You can draw this a few different ways. It really doesn't matter. But the point here is there is a consolidation going on here. Okay. So whether this is going to be a consolidation to go off or this is going to form a deeper correction like this, we don't know that. Okay. So it's a little bit too early to tell where this is going to go. I still reasonably see this as I still see this move from the higher time frame can lead into something else here. Okay, so if you look at the overall move that's coming down, yes, there is a pullback, but we see these pullback a lot, right? If you notice here, looking at this piece here, while we have this correction, we push down, we have a correction, we push down, and then we have a reversal impulse, we have a reversal impulse, we have some sort of correction here, we have some sort of correction here, but what it does is it creates a bigger correction, and still downside, right? So that's something that can happen as well, okay? Just exactly the same case scenario here that can be transferred over here, okay? So I think it's just too early to be like, well, this is going to be a buy that's going to take off. Of course, sometimes this will, right? I think this is something we all need to understand is trading is a probability. It's not right or wrong, right? I'm saying this may or may not be the correction that takes off because I have seen something like this in the past. I want to see a bigger, more development. But that doesn't mean that this won't take off or this won't reverse. It's all a probability. But when it comes to trading, we need to have a plan. We can't just be like, well, I'm going to buy every single time when I see a flag, right? It doesn't make sense because, well, that's the case, then every single 5 minutes that you go to, there's going to be flag everywhere you see, right? And is that going to give you the buy every time? Well, there's a flag here, right? Are we going to sell all the way down? No, it doesn't happen. Right, so all I'm trying to say is have some sort of plan that you're going to be able to execute these trades properly, right? I'm not just going to be buying or selling every time I see a continuation correction on a lower time frame. I want the overall time frame, overall higher time frame, it's going to fit my overall bias. But because my higher time frame bias right now, it's still a sell that I just don't see this buy. It's going to be the one that's going to take off like this. All right, so. All right, so that is euro dollar. Aussie Swiss is moving down, so that's good. I mentioned this Aussie Swiss, I think either on my weekly outlook. I like how we are pushing down. We pushed down below this previous low. And I mentioned this is the low that we should watch out for. It hasn't break this low yet, so be careful here. Preferably is price to push down lower and continue lower. It's better, right? But there was a correction here. There was an entry here. I saw someone got in on my group, so that's fine. All it is now is this low here. Is it going to break it impulsively and go down, or is it moving down correctively for a potential reversal? Okay, so watch out in this area here. All right. So that is it for Forex. Let's answer some question now. I'm going to answer some question now on other stuff. You guys are welcome to ask me any questions. I'll answer some questions now. Pound dollar has a double bottom on daily. Don't you think it could go up? Yeah, maybe not, right? We don't know yet, right? The double bottom doesn't automatically means it's going to go up. This is what you're seeing, but I'm seeing the overall kind of price action from a higher time frame perspective. To me, this is a kind of ascending channel moving up. If I zoom out even more, we're getting to this double top here now, right? This is the previous double top when we have that really sharp drop. We're in this area now, and if I look closely here on the lower time frame, I still enjoy that. I still like how we are pushing down in a impulsive bearish move. In order for me to invalidate everything I talk about, if this is a double bottom like what you're mentioning, then I want to see a strong breakout from here and continuation, preferably even above this high here, right? Above this previous high here and continuation upwards. Then I will change my bias here. But if that doesn't happen, if this is just going to consolidate, move up like this a little bit longer, then I expect another bearish move down to the price. So. No problem, Julio. Nice to see you. Let's go to a few crypto. Some of you guys are asking crypto. Yeah, I mean, Cardano again. Yeah, I talk about Cardano. I talk about how I'm still waiting to see what this bigger correction will do. This overall bullish price action is trending. It's just clearly that we're in a consolidation. I'm not looking to buy here. I will only buy if we break out, followed by a lower time frame continuation, or a small chance that's moved down to the bottom here. And then I'll look for a reversal opportunity. SND, is that crypto? So I'll go through some of these now. I don't see much here on this particular stock. There is some sort of bullish price action pushing up, but this looks like a head and shoulder pattern, right? If you look closely into the smaller time frame, this looks like a head and shoulder to me, and we're pushing down. Looks like another correction to go down lower. Okay, so I don't see the buy opportunity here. Luma, hopefully that's stock as well, or yeah. I don't see much there either, right? This just looks like this is in a bearish price action. We push down, and this is a longer kind of period consolidation, but the overall move down right now is bearish, right? You can clearly tell. Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. Looks like we're going to have another impulse. Okay, so that is it. Audio USD. I don't see much here either. I see a bullish push up, but it's a quickly reversal impulse, and then we push down more. Looks like another continuation here. Looks like it's in a bearish trend. This is just not similar like all the other main crypto that I talk about. They look much, much cleaner and much, much better in my opinion. Okay, so Ethereum, yeah, I do like Ethereum. Remember, see, Ethereum is pushing up, right? I talk about Ethereum. We broke the all-time high. We broke the all-time high with a continuation correction. I mentioned there was a small correction after breakout. Remember in the beginning of the stream, I mentioned I was either looking for Ethereum to buy or Litecoin to buy. I just ended up with Litecoin instead. But I do agree Ethereum is going up. I do like how we broke that previous all-time high, and looks like we're in a bullish kind of price action to continue higher. Super simple question. Ascending channel is usually leading to a bearish movement. Yes. If you watch my price action analysis, I have everything in this playlist goes through every single kind of correction structures. In ascending channel, there's a video here. You can watch this if you want to know more about it. Ascending channel, yes, it's reversal in nature, right? So this is ascending channel. It's a reversal in nature. But remember this, guys. When you see a structural correction, it doesn't guarantee it, okay? This is why I always try to emphasize this. Just because you see an ascending channel, it doesn't give you 100% bearish move. It doesn't. Nothing is guaranteed in trading, guys. It's all about identifying them and have an edge, have a confirmation. Let's say you're waiting for a confirmation breakout, confirmation lower time frame correction to sell. Right, that's how you add confluence. You're not automatically going to buy every single flag or every single ascending channel, etc. what we want is what we call multi-time frame analysis, right? We want a bunch of price action in our favor if we're looking for sell, or we want a bunch of positive confluence if we're looking for the buy, right? So thoughts on Aussie cat. I do think Aussie cat is moving down, right? I talk about Aussie cat moving down from the top here, and this is the area that I would kind of see what will happen. If we zoom out here, I still reasonably see this is the first potential target, and this can be the second one. So pretty much I'm looking to see if this is going to be a bigger consolidation, which is likely because we already dropped down so much. We want to wait for a bigger correction here before the next down move. Cat Swiss already went over. I don't think you heard me. You were here when I went over Cat Swiss, I'm pretty sure. Ascending channel. So if you're there, Jasper Bay. This is ascending channel. The confirmation here is that after ascending channel, we have a bearish push down followed by lower time frame continuation, and we have the next impulse. So something like this, right? Something like as simple as this. You identify an ascending channel, you identify that confirmation, and the next impulse happens. We impulse down to the previous low, which is great. And I will look for to see what will happen in this correction here. Is it going to make a bigger consolidation, or is it going to reverse back up? There's a tendency of that too, right? I mentioned this earlier. So I will wait for it to see what it will happen in this bit of area. If it's going to continue with a bigger correction, then great. I'm looking for a continuation like this. I am talking about Cat Swiss Highline. I'm not sure why you asked me that. I already talked about it, right? I am talking about it, so. This is a good question. Sometimes we won't have a correction after a consolidation, just a strong breakout, and then the price continue without any pullback. I actually do not care if I did not enter any correction, but I want to ask you if there's any way to confirm that the breakout is a good one, but waiting for the second correction. Let me find you a best example. So like this, for example, pound yen. I'll use pound yen as example. I think what you're trying to say is if you identify a correction, and sometimes there is no correction after breakout right at the beginning, is it okay to enter later on? Yeah, this is exactly how I enter this one here on pound yen, right? If we look closely here, there is ascending channel moving up, and there's a sharp impulse down. I really don't see the entry here, so you can tell there's almost 150 pips until I enter my first position. But that sometimes happens, right? So you're not always going to get that correction after breakout that I talk about in my entries, in my ebook, all that. You're not always going to get that, right? Because the market is not going to be so predictable. But if you miss that, you can always catch the second available entry, right? This is kind of what I did is I waited for a second entry. I waited for a second entry. I wait for an impulse down. This is pretty much It has already been dropping quite a bit, but this is still the first kind of a correction I see. Even though it's not right after we broke out of the correction, but it's still the first correction I see. I can still enter here, even though knowing that there's a lot of room to the downside, a lot of room to the downside, right? So I can still comfortably enter these. And if you're not sure, make sure you watch my video on the entries on the three impulsive entry. Watch this video really carefully. I went over three types of entries, three types of different entries that I can catch on an impulsive phrase of price action, okay? So watch this video if you're not sure what I mean. There's going to be a few possibilities, right? When you see a big impulse, when you see a big correction, first entry, reversal entry from the bottom, second entry, breakout entry, third entry, correction after breakout. There's going to be three entries that I always talk about when you're trying to capture the impulsive move of the market. Sometimes all three of them will happen, sometimes two or one, rarely zero because you can always enter a breakout entry. That's always going to happen, right? But sometimes you're not going to capture reversal. Sometimes you might not see a correction after breakout, okay? But sometimes that happens, right? We're not going to capture every single move in the market, okay? We're just really not, right? We're not able to capture every single impulse, every single run. It's not likely to do that, okay? So make peace with ourselves. We're just here to try to capture some of it, and we're just trying to take a piece of a little bit of that pie, right? We're not here to take the market, right? We're just here to try to get in, get out, make money, move on, and find out the opportunities, okay? So dollar peso, not seeing too much on dollar peso, not seeing too much at all, kind of. I don't even want to say if there is a buy or sell. I don't really see anything here. I don't even see this as a structure here, to be honest. I'm not really seeing much in this consolidation area. Want to see a little bit more development here, okay? So sorry, I can't really picture anything here or analyze anything. I don't see much in this area right now. I think I don't see much on Swiss yen either. This can be a potential double top in area, but I'm not really interested in right now. I don't like all this consolidation here. It doesn't look like I'm trying to draw a structure here. It doesn't look like it's an expanding structure, nor if it's a continuation. All I see right now is this is a previous top, right? So it's kind of a previous double top or triple top. Price is stalling here, which is a good thing. I really don't see anything at the moment. I don't see anything on the lower time frame either. All I see this is potentially the higher time frame double top and then lower time frame double top. I'm really not seeing too much here at the moment. Like I said, I prefer pound yen over any of the yen right now. So. Quick question. In your experience, is there a relationship between impulse size and the distance between them in time? No, necessarily, but I always talk about the larger the correction is. So the larger the correction is, right? The larger the correction is, the stronger the impulse will go. That's always what I'm saying. But there's no way of calculating how big the impulse will work. Don't bother using the fib extension, all that stuff. It's not going to work. Okay, don't bother using. Yeah, don't bother using these extension thing. It's really not going to work, to be honest. I'm not saying they won't work with other strategies, but honestly, when we trade impulse correction, it doesn't work or it doesn't really compute. So, um, love your stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey, yeah, no problem. Thank you. I did go over pound yen. But I'll quickly go over, and I'll go over Doge after, by the way. I did go over Doge as well, but I'll go over pound yen again. So pound yen, I am looking to see what will happen in this latest bit of the consolidation. Overall, I still favor the M style pattern, double top. I still like that there is a bearish impulse. This can be a bearish correction and continue lower. But I don't think it's ready now. Okay, it looks like we're consolidating. There is few swing highs and few swing lows, so that is a potential of a correction finish. But I'm not liking this part yet. This can be like this, right? So we're still correcting. We don't know what's happening. Uh, Preferably for me is this move push-ups out one more time, and then I can be able to sell from the top. Or if this is going to break down followed by correction, that's fine as well. But preferably is another move up to the top here, because selling here would be a much better risk reward, right? You can have a reversal entry, set this entry order, set the stop loss, and go like this. And same thing with a lot of the pound pairs that I mentioned. I'm liking a lot of pound pairs as well. So euro pound as well. Okay. No problem, guys. Doge, I did go over Doge. I mentioned there's a few potential opportunities. Preferably is one of two scenario now is this is a previous all-time high. If it breaks all-time high followed by continuation, then that's fine. But there's a likelihood this can move down, like it moved down up to the top and then drop down to the lows here, completes a bigger correction, and then look for the next upside from the bottom here. Okay, but looks like this can just continue up, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how the market plays out. Silver, yeah, I can go over silver. Briefly went over silver. I So in silver here, we talk about that there is this was the previous low here kind of thing. When I was looking at this silver sell, I was kind of expecting this to go all the way to the bottom, but looks like we're getting kind of a double bottom here on the previous low. This is pushing up now, so this might be a correction to go higher. We're not sure yet. Kind of want to see what will happen. Because you can still expect that this can be some sort of correction going this way and then still go down after, right? Kind of something like this or something like this that we have seen in the past. So I want to be a little bit more careful here. This can just kind of consolidate like this a little bit and then still drop down afterwards. So I want to see what it will develop here. Nothing is quite certain here. It's not too clear to me at the moment here. Okay, so but higher time frame wise or long term approach wise, I really do want to see this push down to a low because I want to be buying a big reversal from the bottom, right? We talk about this on the higher time frame perspective. If we zoom out here, overall price is not going lower than this area here, right? Just because the cost of silver, the manufacture and the production of silver, there has to be overhead costs, right? You can't be selling silver at like a few dollars. It just doesn't even make sense to produce silver anymore. This is just a more fundamental. You don't hear me talk about fundamentals, but this is just a very black and white situation. If silver is like at $7, $6, anywhere range like here, you guys agree there's no point making silver anymore because the production costs of silver is what we call overhead costs, right? In business, there's labor, there's a bunch of things that is mandatory before you even start making silver, right? So there's costs associated with it. You just can't be lower than this, and otherwise all the silver companies will just go bankrupt. There's no point making silver anymore, right? So that's why you can see it's not going lower than this area here. Price tried many times to break. This is during coronavirus. It broke this low and quickly impulse up. So what do we understand about price action when we see a double bottom or triple bottom? When we see a massive impulse to the upside, what do we wait for? Continuation, right? Wait for continuation here on this area on a higher time frame and really expect the next bullish push up from the price. Okay, so that's what I see on silver. Upside all the way, brother. Nice to see you, financial flagship. Um, any other question, guys? I'm kind of looking through YouTube and TradingView. Mana, I can go over Mana. So Mana, I like Mana. I like Mana. This is looking like pretty clear bullish push off on the price, and this is a continuation correction in the making, right? So this looks like a very clear continuation after the price has pushed up impulsively. So waiting to see what will happen in this area. Is it going to form deeper correction? But ultimately, you guys understand I'm always looking for the confirmation and confirmation continuation. So. Pound cat. I probably pound cat is one I'm not really seeing too much compared to other pound pairs. Remember I mentioned there's a few pound pairs I wanted to look forward to. Pound cat is not really one of them. I just not seeing too much here. I know there's a correction here. I know there's a impulse down followed by a correction. I'm just not seeing too much clear, and it's kind of erratic in this last bit of the price. You can see this is all kind of swinging, right? There's really no sharp impulse. There's of course impulses on the lower time frame, but we're not in a higher time frame impulsive phase. This looks to me it's just more consolidation kind of things. Obviously this is a correction on the lower time frame. This can go down to the lowest point, but that's about it. I'm really not seeing any more than that, and that's why there's just better pound pair in my opinion to look for a potential weakness of pound. This is kind of what I'm seeing. Like pound Swiss looks a lot cleaner. Euro pound looks a lot cleaner as well. So briefly explain my mentorship program. You can you can find out all my mentorship here on this. You can click here as well. You can go through them. You can ask me on Telegram what is it about. But you're welcome to go to my link and click here if you want to know more. I did go over pound dollar already. Like I said, pound dollar, I'm waiting to see what will happen in this latest bit of the correction. Can we just get either a correction complete here or a deeper correction? And then looking for downside here, and preferably break below this low as well and continuation down. So. I just mentioned that, hi Leon. You can click this link. You can find out more about my mentorship, what I want to do. This is everything. All the detail is in here. You can find out more. Okay. You can ask me on Telegram later. Btg Usd. So this could be something. This could be something, Alex. But I don't. I want to say this is still a good impulsive phrase. I'm not really seeing a correction right now, which means that this can go on a little bit longer or deeper before the next up move. But I'm not really seeing a correction right now, which means we might just fall into a bigger consolidation phrase. Right now, it's too early to tell. It's not complete. It's still kind of developing. Okay, so I'm not really seeing too much at this point. Okay, so. All right, so I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Any other questions? Any other type of questions? I'm happy to answer other questions as well. Going to, I think I answered most of the pairs here already. So, Those of you guys are new. Those of you new who are first time watching my streams, appreciate if you guys like what I'm saying here or what I'm doing. You're welcome to join me. I do the streams 3 times a week. I do the stream 3 times a week. I always upload them in my Trading View, so you can watch all my stream on Trading View or on YouTube. You can see them on all my playlists. I categorize all the videos, so you can always rewatch all the streams here. You can find out risk management, trading psychology, all the price action analysis I always talk about every single stream. You can find them all here as well. Okay. And Telegram, everything that I do, all my trading content, all my updates, all my notification is on Telegram. So you just have to add my Telegram, and you can get all my links, all my streams, all my lessons, all my videos, all my analysis. There's no promotional here whatsoever. It's all from me. So you don't have to worry about getting bombarded with promotion stuff. It's all from me only. All right. So are we having a inverse impulse on NAS 100? Well, I briefly went over indices in the beginning. It's about waiting to see what will happen in this ascending channel. If this correctly goes up, or if this is just pushed up like this, then I'm not interested, right? As I always say. But if it continues to correct and then we push down followed by correction, then that's something I would be interested in. Same approach like S&P, same approach like Dow Jones. Dow Jones looks like it's going to be ready. If this just pushes down followed by correction, I think that would be ideal to get in there. So Btg USD. Same thing. We have a bullish push up, which is good, but there's nothing here, right? We want to wait for a continuation correction. So likely this is going to develop a little bit longer. There's really nothing here to be buying or selling, according to what we look for. We want to look for a correction here, right? Some sort of continuation for the upside. Okay. Do I take advantage of COD? I never even look at COD, I'll be honest. I know what that is, and I don't mind. I'm sure there's traders who do that, but I personally don't look at that. So, last one, Kiwi Dollar, you asked, right? Kiwi Dollar, I'm just waiting to see what will happen still in this latest bit of the price, right? We already pushed down from the top. We talk about this pretty much every stream. There is clear continuation, so impulse, correction, impulse. I'm just going to see what's going to happen here. Is it going to be another correction to push lower? That's it. So impulse, correction, looking for the next impulse. Right? So yeah, Hendra, nice to see you. Bye all. Bye to you. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Like I said, I only have 2 positions I'm in. Litecoin is one of them. So I got in on Litecoin. Looking to see if the all-time high here as the first target. We'll see if price is going to break above that and then continue. So that's Litecoin. I'm also in Stellar. Stellar is running like 3% or so. We'll see how impulsive this move continue to push up and take it from there. So those are the only 2 pairs I'm in, and like I said, I'm looking at a few of the pound pairs like pound dollar, pound yen. I'm looking at euro, pound, and pound Swiss. Like one of them, I'm only going to choose one of them. Okay, if I do see anything, I'm only going to enter one of them anyways. All right, so. All right, so yeah, thank you very much, guys. Any opportunity on Aussie dollar? Not at the moment. It's kind of the same approach that Kiwi dollar that we just went over, right? Aussie dollar pushed down, good. There's a correction here, so impulse correction, and we're looking for another correction here to go lower, right? So again, same thing as Kiwi Dollar, right? We're looking for the next impulsive phrase. But I don't think the correction is finished yet, that's at least to me. I want to see a little bit more development here. Okay, good. So are you holding crypto in a wallet or margin trading? Both. Both. I am holding crypto in wallet and I can also trade on it with a broker. So I would suggest either or. I think for beginner traders though, I would suggest just getting a wallet to buy and hold because trading crypto is very volatile. And if people who are not used to trading with leverage, trading with margin, I don't think it's a good idea personally because there's a lot of pullbacks. And when they enter these positions thinking that this is going to take off without them, they're just going to enter with a tight position, maybe not even stop loss. I'm not sure how they enter, but a lot of time people are just going to take out with these pullbacks and, they take out their account, right? So I don't think it's good trading with margin or leverage if a trader is new. But I think if you're an experienced trader, it's fine. I do both. I'll hold crypto in a wallet as a long-term approach. Like I have Ripple somewhere here. I've been holding Ripple, so I've been like it's in this last 2 weeks, my Ripple has like tripled the price or something, which is pretty crazy. So like I don't usually do this, but I'll show you guys what I mean here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys a wallet here. If I can show you guys clearly. So yeah, to answer your question, I do hold wallet. You should hold crypto in a wallet. I think that's good to hold. Like Ripple, I think Ripple, yeah, my Ripple quite much like triple the amount since last time I put in. So, but I think you should have wallet to hold just for long-term approach. I think that's good, and you should have a broker to enter the trades as well. So, okay. So right now I have Ripple, I have Litecoin, I have Stellar, but these are holding, right? I have another broker that I'm trading, but these are the ones I've been holding. So, but really, like Ripple pretty much tripled in the last 2 weeks, really. So. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys, and hope to chat with you guys on next time. I will do another New York session market update on Thursday morning New York, so 14 o'clock GMT. So I will do another session on that, and if you like these kind of outlooks updates, welcome to join me again. You can get all my links, all my streams link from my Telegram, or if you have my YouTube or you have my Trading View, you're gonna get all the notification anyways. And hope to see you guys all next time. All right. Welcome to message me on Telegram if you have any more questions. Okay. I'm going to go offline now. And thank you very much. And hope everyone be safe out there and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you very much, guys.